Good morning, everybody. I am Nicole Wynd with Wyld Wynd, and this is What's Brewing. And I like to host this because I want everybody to get to know our community leaders just a little bit better in a less formal atmosphere, just like we're sitting around at the kitchen table drinking our coffee with our friends on a Saturday morning, hence the What's Brewing, but also what's brewing as in what do you have on your plate, what's going on, what are you doing in the community, how are we making it better. Sorry, I absolutely love it. So it's going to make me giggle. Um, Anyways, I would like to introduce you guys to our guests. And Cathy, Eddie, and Jessica, please just let us know who you are, a few tidbits about why you're here, and then we will go around the table again and really get into the projects that we're working on. Cathy, if you could introduce yourself, that would be great.
Hi, I'm Cathy Capone. I'm a semi-retired special education teacher. I work for various districts part-time, depending upon their needs. And I'm going to be talking today about the Tule River Parkway Association and about the native plant demonstration gardens along the parkway.
Awesome, thank you. I'm so excited to hear more about that. Eddie, please introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name is Eddie Perez. I'm a financial advisor. I work with nonprofits, educators. That's my niche. My company's West Coast Educators Financial. But really what I'm here to talk about today is Visalia Networking Worldwide. It's a group we created about 4 years ago. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. What I mean by that is not letting everybody in the group. It's about having the only rules really is positivity, doing things the right way, helping each other out, highlighting our community, letting people know across the world that in the nation and anywhere that there's a lot of good things happening here, and just try to connect the positivity and the points of all the people doing great things locally. So Visalia Networking Worldwide Facebook group is what I'm talking about today.
Awesome, thank you so much. I know that's how I connected with you, and I absolutely I really look forward to the information that comes out from there. So thank you for that very much. Jessica, please introduce yourself. And if you have any other little guests with you, we won't mind introductions either.
Good morning. My name is Jessica Brackeen, and I am the CEO and president of the Porterville Chamber of Commerce. And I am going to talk about a couple of different things that I'm involved in and that we're working on for the community and our small businesses here in Porterville.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, super excited for Jessica to be here and let everybody know what she's working on, because there is a lot. So I am going to share a little bit about myself and the nonprofit that I run. I know that my biggest fault is probably not elaborating well enough on what I do on a daily basis, because it is a lot, but I love it, and I wouldn't have my life any other way. I really don't know what to do with free time besides fill it up with something to do. This last week, huge announcement. Brave, my nonprofit, alongside with my friends Kim and Paul, became an actual nonprofit through the state of California. And Brave stands for Bringing Resiliency Actively Through Volunteer Efforts. And what we are is basically a group of volunteers. A lot of nonprofits have their base of volunteers, but we really want to act as that igniter for people to get out there and volunteer. We know that it takes some bravery in that. We know it's not easy to say, hey, how do I do this? And we want to be able to give them those opportunities. You know, that's like super important. If I didn't have that one person ask me to do it when I was 14, when I was 16, when I was 19, I don't think that I would have ended up in this same spot. Um, and believe it or not, I didn't have my first interview, oh gosh, until I was almost 30. And even after that, all of my jobs that I've ever had, a handful, it's all been stemmed from volunteering. They realize that Nicole's not going to go away, so they might as well just give her a salary and keep her on full time. So we really want to show people that it is easy and it is fun, and you get to connect with people that have the same kind of interests. And on top of that, a lot of younger people, so we want to start a mentoring program. A lot of younger people don't realize what they want to do. And when you're in high school, you have this, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And volunteering is a free way to get that knowledge. You can volunteer helping senior citizens. You can volunteer helping in the gardens. You can volunteer helping other people learn what they want to do. And you get so much more knowledge out of that in your youth. And you don't have to pay for your, sorry, my elbow licker indigo, it just came up underneath me. It's free knowledge and something free to do outside, and it's fun. And like I said, it's something that we want to give people. We want people to have that opportunity, more of it. And on another note, sorry, babies and dogs, they just get me all sorts of distracted. I know. See, and I totally lost my train of thought. I do this every single time. I'm not just blonde. I just think too much. But anyways, so having said that, we are nonprofit officially now. Super excited. We're going to get a lot more content out there, a lot more events. I'm sure that Cathy and I will be working a lot more together. Yes. And we just started a partnership with Sequoia Riverlands Trust, and that seems like it's going to be super beneficial because they need volunteers to open up all of these places. We really only hear about Quia Oaks, but there are 7 or 8 other locations just like Quia Oaks, and not a lot of people really know that. So we want to take our brave volunteers and start helping to get those places open so people can go walk and learn about the flora and the fauna. And they're actually going to train me to start doing their nature walk so I can help out with that. We can get more people out there, we can get more funding. Anyways, I'm going to go take my dog out really quick, and I'm going to let Cathy take over and explain what she is doing. I'll be right.
Bye-bye, dog. Hi, I'm Cathy Capone. I'm the president of the Tule River Parkway Association, and I've been a member since the mid-90s. The Tule River Parkway Association is a nonprofit, and we got our nonprofit status in the early 90s. It's dedicated to the restoration, preservation, and development for public use of the Tule River riparian corridor. So the project that we're doing is, and just a little bit of background, the Tule River Parkway is within the city of Porterville, and the project that we're doing is on city of Porterville land. And so what I did, I worked with the city of Porterville, and I wrote a grant to U.S. Fish and Wildlife in their Wildlife Partners grant. And it's funding a series of native plant demonstration gardens along the parkway. So these gardens are between So these gardens are west of J Street in the Tule River corridor along the Parkway. So if you, it's between J Street and where the Parkway comes up to Parkway Drive, which is basically the west side of the Los Robles apartments and that kind of apartment complex, and right where the housing development starts, the single home houses start. So we this is a grant where the Tule River Parkway Association is partnering with the city of Porterville, and it's a reimbursement grant, 50% matching reimbursement grant, and it's able to pay for almost all of the items that we need to purchase for the gardens. And what we do is we go out and we have 19 gardens adopted at this point. There are about 17 different adopting groups who adopted a total of 19 gardens. Right now, 17 of the gardens are completely planted, just in the process of maintenance and adding plants as needed during the life of the garden. 6 gardens have had their major part of their garden planted. One is half complete, 3 have just begun, and 2 of the gardens that have been adopted have not yet been started. So that's where we are in the grand scheme of things. We have, because the project has been, plants have been being planted for about a year and a half now. So some of the plants are now in their 2nd year in the ground, and you're really seeing gardens as gardens now. This is winter in Porterville, so there's not a lot of flowers. However, there are some flowers. The bladder pod is still flowering, and I encourage you to come out and see the gardens and see it during the year, so that you can see the progression of the native plant gardens. What we're trying to do is show what native plant gardens can look like. So if people want to choose native plants as their garden, for their garden, they can see what they look like. It's really difficult to design a garden unless you know what that plant can look like in the garden. So it's not only to show people what native plants can look like in the garden, it's also to improve the habitat, because the plants are what supports the animals in the environment. So the butterflies and the birds and all the animals within the habitat are supported by the plants that are in the habitat. Also, it shows people what low water use gardens can look like. We have one garden that has no permanent irrigation. So we have watered it for a year and a half now, occasionally by hand. And it's with plants that live in this climate zone without summer water. So potentially not this summer, but next summer. So this summer we will give it less water than last summer, and likely the following summer, so summer of 2022, we will give it no summer water. But all the other gardens have permanent irrigation installed, but they will be using up to 80% less water than traditional landscapes. So that's another very important thing in our environment and in with our water overdraft issues in the city of Porterville, that we as homeowners and businesses use less water for our irrigation purposes to save the water for other critical uses. So I have the list of the gardens. They're all different. All of them are designed in conjunction with the adopter, with their interests in mind. And some of them are very easy to see how they're can be transmitted into an urban landscape, and some are more wild landscape type of gardens. So you can see a variety of uses of native plants.
Absolutely love it. I would like to know, how do we get involved with that? Bless you. Um,
Runny nose is my life story.
yes.
If you deal with plants a lot, you have a runny nose. That's how it is.
I'm like, how do I get sticks in my hair? You know, I'm talking to my 10-year-old and I was like, what is in your hair? And then I find it and I was like, well, she is my child because no matter what I do, there's a stick or leaf or branch or something like that and stuck in my hair. So I
Getting
totally get
involved in
that.
the gardens. So
Yes.
getting involved in the gardens. We have 2 to 4 days when I'm out, at least 2 to 4 days a month that I'm out at the gardens working.
Mhm.
And we have lots of groups. Like I said, there's 17 different groups who have adopted gardens, and some come out more than others. And we have some that through time kind of dissipate, and we need other groups to take them over. But in addition to groups, we have individuals that come out. And whether it be school groups or scout groups or, family groups or individuals who want to become more knowledgeable and have a really wonderful place to be outdoors with safety, because we're together, we're in a group of people, and we use, I launder the gloves in between work days.
Oh.
So we try to, and we use masks when we're working out of doors right now. And we have groups who come out just to help. Those who can't adopt a garden don't want to commit to an ongoing project. One of the groups that have come out for that purpose are the Mormon missionaries. So we've had 3, that's a group that turns over because they move on to their next assignment. But it's had wonderful help with young adults from the Mormon missionary group who've come out and helped. And we welcome anybody to come out. So I will post my email and phone number in the chat, and please contact me. We're going to be having a work day on the next 2 Saturdays. So not today, but the 13th and the 20th in the morning. A group of cadets are going to come out and work on one of their gardens.
That's awesome. I love that.
That's really
love
exciting.
that it's bringing everybody together. Sorry, Eddie.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of people asking out there. One thing that our group does serve as, it is kind of a hub and a networking connection center. And so one thing people are always looking for are experiences. And so as a family, or just to get out and give them a reason to get out in a safe manner and learning and volunteering and helping. Parents are dealing with that right now at a very high level of kids dealing with depression, and being outside in nature is one of those cures. So I think that's a great outlet that's out there for. So I can't wait to connect people to your group. So
Great. And we have young people. We have a group of 10-year-old girls who decided they wanted to do a garden. And so they and their mothers and older sisters came out. This garden is called the Girls' Garden because only females have worked on it. And then we have cadet groups. We have a man who's come out and he's brought his family. We have a memorial garden. This is a group of 2 families, and these are all mature adults. And they brought out a few younger people in their family, but a bunch of mature adults, and they've developed the garden to honor the founder of the Tule River Parkway Association, Don Zuxwert. And he's passed away now, but it's wonderful to see those families who now live outside of Porterville coming back to honor their grandfather.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. Maybe I need to go take a walk today. Another one. All right, and we will. Oh, go ahead.
Is there some sort of graphic or something that shows where I know that we had talked about it before, just something like a little map or something that would show where the gardens are and where the walkway is. So maybe we could all share it on our social media pages just so we could, let people know. Because I feel like I had never heard of it until I heard you talk about it a couple of weeks ago. So there's lots of room for people to know about it. Do you already have that developed, or can we help you put one of those
I have various forms of it, but it's not really as good as it should be, I think, to be very accessible to the public. You know, I have a drawing on Google Maps, I have that kind of thing, but it just, I think it could be better. Yes, I would love your help.
Okay, awesome.
Plenty
Well, I
of
know that
graphic
I
artists
know.
out there that would volunteer, I'm sure.
What'd you
Well,
say, please?
I was working with the pathway students, and I know that there's a lot of kids that are doing graphic design, and they talk about drawing maps and things like that. So I'm sure that they would be able to go out there and help us put something together. I think I can get them started on that.
Great, I'll connect with you separate. Thank you.
Of course.
Yes, you guys will all get each other's contact information out of this, and Eddie had something to say about that as well. Go ahead, Eddie.
No, I just think there's such a great opportunity out there with, volunteering, and there's a lot of graphic designers out there that are willing to step up, just making that connection. So I look forward to connecting with a few people, see if they can put something together. One thing that my daughter was wanting to do when COVID kind of stopped it was, and she's a junior in high school, was starting a plant club. That's something she likes. So it's kind of funny. I'm kind of surrounded by plants right now just because she's got everywhere. So it's kind of nice. Not something that I'm too familiar with myself, but she is taking a real liking to it. So I look forward to her meeting Cathy and getting some education from that too.
Great, I'd love to be that conduit for native plants. I'm also a board member of the California Native Plant Society. This is a group in California. We have over 10,000 members, and it's a wonderful scientific and plant interest kind of group.
Nice.
For me, it kind of clicked when you said that, because I'm just thinking like, wow, I cannot keep anything alive in my front yard. So if I plant native stuff, it should be a lot less work, right? So I'm just thinking like, I'm going to figure out what's native, and that's what I'm going to put in these planters that keep dying. So I put artificial grass in my backyard.
Uses
That's
less.
kind of smart. All right, super excited about that. And I think that it would be a lot of fun, actually, Cathy, if we could do a Facebook Live out there one day, if we could all get out there and just kind of take a walk and show people how to get there and walk around. And I'm sure that Eddie, Jessica, and I would love to partake in that. And I'm speaking for you guys. I'm excellent at voluntolding, or voluntelling. But yeah, I'm super excited that we get this knowledge today. That's absolutely fantastic. Eddie, do you want to share with us what you have been working on, or what you do work on? This is
Sure.
what he does is, this is how I met Eddie. So awesome. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
definitely. Like I said, by Visalia Networking Worldwide, basically it's a conduit for getting to know what's happening locally. It's not just Visalia, it's actually the Valley. So anything happening in the Valley, any positivity, things happening. The way it started was about 4 years ago. I started talking to many different, younger people, younger than me, and they're all telling me all these great ideas they have about, things they want to do in the community, whether it's volunteer groups, whether it's graphic design, things like Bitwise, where they're doing technology hubs, different things like that. And it's funny because I had a lot of these groups, but none of these groups were connecting. So I thought, okay, we need to find a good, positive way to connect people so that they're not all having to go out and knock on doors. And a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people are scared to cold call or ask for help. But if they are able to find a tool that is very specific to, there's no negativity, nobody's going to make fun of you, no one's, it's not allowed. We've got about 4,000 members almost, and I've only removed one person, and I've only removed about 4 comments. It doesn't happen often. It's kind of self-regulated because everybody knows each other organically, and it kind of has grown that way. We do screen everybody, make sure that they are connected, that they do have a profile, that they at least know one other person in the community or know how to answer a few local questions. So everybody is screened. I probably have 30 people waiting to get in right now, but I haven't had time to get in there and do that because it does take some time. But that keeps the integrity of the group. So if there's ever anything that you need displayed out there or volunteer situations, one thing that has been asked is, can we do a networking group networking opportunity? And I'm looking at, depending on which volunteer opportunities you have, if there's enough outside space, we'd say, hey, this is a great networking opportunity. You come out there, you have your name, your company, whatever you do, and you go out there and spend 2-3 hours. And hopefully you meet new people. We would try to facilitate that. But also you can put some time in and just work, because it's not only about connecting. Sometimes people connect better when they're actually working on a project together. And so to me, that's very important. When you're working on something, you see an accomplished goal, it just gives you pride of ownership. It makes you want to come back, and it makes you want to help, the next person. So to me, I would love to do something at one of these, that needs some help, and say,
Yeah.
hey, let's see how many people we can come bring out here. I'll buy the coffee, so I'll volunteer bringing the coffee and buying the coffee at least. And, but it's one of those things. It'd be a nice thing to get up in the morning, bring your families or whoever wants to come out, and just spend 2-3 hours and get dirty and talk and just laugh.
That would be great.
Be fun.
That would be great. I have a ton of tools.
There you go. Awesome.
Trailer. And so we can do it. You bring, I'll bring the tools.
That's awesome. So there's a lot of different things happening in the networking. If you look through it, it's interesting. If you really want to see what's happening in the community, just kind of scroll through. There's many different things. I could do it right now, for Salt and Light, to the nonprofit that's for homeless. They're trying to figure out the homeless situation and help out with that. They're going to be doing a golf tournament, so we're announcing it on here, letting people know how they can volunteer. So if anybody has any questions about that, let us know. Many businesses put their things out here as well as to what's happening. There may be a few car dealerships or whatever. Hey, now you get to know someone in the car dealership, so you need a sponsor, you can go at least ask. It's not that cold of a call, right? Young entrepreneurs trying to put their business out there and how they can, get their name out there in this different environment. You can't really go out knocking on doors. So nonprofits, business, just people trying to connect with other people. Right now, we need it more than ever. We do a lot of this Zoom, and if we're able to find safe alternatives and actually do something good for the community, I think this would be a great thing. So however our group can help, when I say our group, there's a good amount of people, and it's kind of interesting when you have an idea and you put it out there, you see that it does change people's lives. One thing they came out of, for example, is the Moose's Meals. They are for pets, and people donate food and money, and then they distribute it. They just got a grant, I think, from Walmart for over $7,500, and I think that helped start. I remember their first post on here was, "Hey, we're thinking about maybe doing something for people that can't afford to feed their pets." And I thought, what? Didn't even think about that, and now I see that it's progressing. That's pretty exciting. Homeless. There's pets, there's plants, and there's people trying to start small libraries, and anywhere we can connect, we'd love to. So reach out. I love meeting people, talking to people. I'm as shy as I am right now, so that's it's fun for me.
I do have to say that I think it is your website, or your Facebook page, but there are some history or historic items of the area that comes out. And I didn't grow up here. I grew up in Los Angeles, so I know a lot about that area, but I don't know a whole lot about this area. So it's fun to see the articles that come out that have historic pieces about how Tulare County came about, and the stores that we had here versus what we had when I was growing up. So it's just, to me, it's a good place to go. And Eddie is always gracious enough to share the what's brewing or any of the events. And like he said, Salt and Light, I know one of the board members, and in that group of people is absolutely fantastic. So if you go and check them out, it's SALT, SALT plus light on Facebook. They are growing their nonprofit fantastically right now. I'm so super proud of them. But I love the fact that it's good, honest, valuable information that we can trust. And we know it's not going to be spam information, and it is community related, but it's also business related. So it's a good, healthy mixture of both. So I just wanted to say thank you for that, Eddie. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you
that.
for being part of it.
I'm excited to get out and work with everybody now. Jessica, do you want to elaborate on what you've been working on?
Sure. Let's see. So I'm working on a couple of different things. One of my biggest projects right now that I am very excited about is the chamber has purchased an air screen. So it is like a 31-foot kind of drive-in movie screen that I want to be able to host pop-up drive-in movies. I have partnered now with Galaxy Theaters, at least for during the, I don't know, maybe our first couple of events will probably take place there once hopefully we can get the approvals that we need, of course. But we're super excited because we'll be able to support Galaxy because they have been a huge supporter of the chamber in our community for the last, 20 years at least. And so we're hoping to be able to set up there and then use their concession stands. And they already have an online ordering set up. So people will be able to order, their popcorn and stuff. And hopefully we haven't figured out the logistics 100% yet, but we're just trying to figure out how we can make it, as safe as possible for the community. So I want the tickets to be, all digital. We're going to have, the being able to order the concession stand digitally, and we'll be able to use their restroom facilities, and they'll have staff there that will, keep them all clean. So we're really excited to be able to launch that and, really encourage people to stay in Porterville and shop local and, go grab takeout and support our local businesses, because more than ever right now, our businesses are struggling. So if there's any way that we can really support that, I'm all for it. And so I think this is a good way that we can kind of blend those things together, and support the community, bring something awesome and fun that I know is so excited. We've had, I think, over 9,000 interactions with the posts that we have on Facebook about the drive-in. So I know that people are excited about it. That's my semi-famousness, I guess. I told my kids that my post got 9,000 likes and they're like, what? Well, it wasn't that many likes, but still. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. And I want to be able to partner with nonprofits too, and let them, we have quite a few nonprofits that are involved with the chamber and that are our members. So I want to make it a benefit for our members, of course, and offer it for them to be able to host their own events. Maybe I feel like the possibilities are going to be, there's so many different things that we can do. We could, I'm thinking that with COVID, it's kind of making a permanent change, and there's a lot of things that are just, I don't think that they're going to go back, at least not for a couple of years, so I'm like, if we can help with drive-by graduations, or some way to have socially distanced events, or even the nights at the park, maybe we can do more socially distant events. I feel like there's just a lot of different things we could do. Trainings for employees, concerts to get people, more spread out. Any way that we can use it, I'm excited about. I also have set up a partnership with the Pathway program at Menachie High School. So my volunteers, I hope to be able to pull from there. I want to train some of their students on how to use the equipment, how to run it. They're going to help me making ads for our small businesses. So we're going to do a spotlight on a small business every week. And those will be shared on all of our, like our social media, our website, in our newsletter, and also ran hopefully those ads in on the drive-in. So I feel like it will be really exciting. The kids are super excited to get involved. They've started, we're going to start doing like that, like I said, the spotlight on small businesses, but they have some creative, I want them to be creative with it. So, I'm excited to see what they come up with. I want them to kind of come up with marketing and really let us know that business owner and give that business a face, because I feel like, there's lots of little things that we talk about shop local, but what does that really mean? And it's so much more than just shopping local. I mean, I don't think people really realize that even if you go to Target here in Porterville, at least they're paying sales tax to our city, and keeping that here in our community. So I don't know. It's really exciting for me to be able to launch this, and I hope it, I don't know. Sorry, I get so excited about it and then my mind starts going and I think of all the things that I want to talk about at the same time. But yeah, I'm super excited about that with the partnership with the high school. Let me see. I have been doing internships with the pathways and also with CSET. And so one of our big goals this year has been to connect with the youth and the future leaders that are coming out of Porterville, and how we can help them grow. And so we have set those up. So next week, we are actually doing a conference for #Lead. It's a program through CSET that is future leaders in the county. And so we will be speaking at like a little mini conference. They had asked me to speak, and I invited Nicole and also Daniel Penaloza from our city council. So he will be speaking with the students as well. So we're really, really excited about that. We had a little planning meeting, and we're just really excited to encourage these kids to get back in their communities and show them ways that they can give back even during COVID, because I know that with COVID, especially the kids are isolated, and it's a hard time. I see it firsthand. Like, I have 5 kids at home and one that's about to turn 16. So I know that I feel like it's the hardest for them, like my 16-year-old, I was like, hey, can you run in and just pay for something with my debit card? And she's like, well, I'll have to talk to them, or I'll have to sign something, and I'm like, they're just not used to that. Like, we need to be able to figure out ways to get them more interaction, Sorry, I feel like that was a lot all at one time.
No, you're okay. I just, how much, I've not been out there, Cathy, but I'm thinking that, and correct me if I'm overstepping my boundaries, but is there space to put the air screen out there? Because I think that would be fun to do something out in the garden if we have the space and electricity, just to, I can't hear you. There we go.
The space is not the issue. The electricity is the issue.
Okay. All right. Okay. We'll have to, I think that would be kind of fun. I know that with Sequoia Riverlands Trust, we were thinking about doing things at night. So, and that's definitely one thing that would be fun. And I know that it would attract people. We would just need to get.
So possibly a generator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll have to work on that. I say we because I'm already.
Hello, we that you assign other people to.
Well, we had looked at purchasing a generator. It depends on the location, because like if I plan to move the air screen after, hopefully in better times of non-COVID or not as bad COVID, we can have them at the sports complex and be able to have the concession stand right there and the park for the kids to play. That would be ideal. So we might have to get the generator anyways, is what I'm saying. Like we had planned, I think that was part of our expenses that we had planned, but it just kind of depends if we have to buy it right away or not.
One of the nice things about the Tule River Parkway is if you know where the new Harbor Freight is, or the Lowe's and Home Depot area, that's the area that the project is in. So it's very central to some of the neighborhoods of Porterville, and easy access, and there are bus lines that go near there. So it would be easier for many people to get to than the sports complex.
Oh yeah.
Definitely within walking distance too. Not from where I live, but the people that are there in that area could definitely walk there and get there. And then Cathy, you said if anyone would like a tour of the garden project, contact me and we can set up a time and day to take a walk. So I think that I will put that in the Facebook feed for what's live today. I also did put your information in the website and all of that in the Facebook feed for what's brewing today as well. And then is there anything else that you guys want to ask each other? Do you have any comments about today? Did you have fun?
I really am very happy to meet Eddie and know about this Facebook group that you have started there, and I will be joining that. Thank you very much. I think that's wonderful. And Jessica, I look forward to working with you on the Parkway project, on the map, on getting more contacts with the high schools. I have had different high school pathways work on the gardens, but through COVID, I've sort of lost connections. So I'm really interested to restart those connections.
Okay, I serve on I'm going to say it wrong. I wanted the P8 coalition, I believe, for the pathways. So I can definitely reach out and see how we can get that. And I actually, in front of the chamber office, I have 4 flower beds that they're empty since we had a fire in July and everything, so that's all been cleaned out, but we should be going back in April, and so we need to get those flower beds revamped. So I would love to get more information on the native plants and things like that, because I think that would be an awesome spot right there in the middle of town to really showcase native plants. Yes. And show people what they can make their gardens look like,
Yes, I think that's a great plan. Yeah, the garden you're talking about there by the city hall, between the city hall and the fire department. Is that what you're talking about?
No. So the Paseo, the Chamber of Commerce is right across from Banca Sierra, and there's like a Paseo that goes to the back city parking lot, and then we have the 3 suites. And so in that little walkway, there's 4 like raised brick.
Okay, I know I've been there. I should look at it again because I don't recall it.
Okay. I did want to mention too, sorry, that there is the California Relief Grant that is open right now. That is only open for 2 more days. So if there is anybody that has nonprofits, honestly, you don't need a lot of information. So anybody that is open to small businesses and nonprofits. So I would encourage anyone to apply. We're in the 2nd round right now. So if anybody that is open, and then
I encourage people to apply for the California Relief Grant. I have obtained, it's several years ago, maybe over 15 years ago now, but 2 grants through California Relief. So, and it's easier than most grants.
And where would somebody go to find that information, Jessica? Do you have the website for that?
It's RELEAF, by the way. RELEAF.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
One thing that's happened kind of by my neighborhood, there's a basin, a water basin. And what's happened there is, I mean, obviously there's, natural plants there that are growing, but what's kind of happened is families have started painting rocks and putting it throughout that. And a lot of it's like hope and, laugh or whatever they want to write on there. But it's actually it's kind of interesting. Kids want to go by there just to see what's new and what's different. So it's a kind of a indirect way of introducing them to the plants as well and the nature without some may not be into plants, right? But they can become familiar with them and start liking them or whatever. But I don't know if there's any rock gardens anywhere out there, but sometimes adding a little different twist to it can also help. So a networking, family, paint, I don't know if you guys encourage that or not. I don't know if that's bad for nature. So, but at least it's something to kind of keep in mind.
Rock painting is definitely something that myself and my family, actually, I have like one right here.
There you go.
No, I think it's wonderful. I've had to learn some rock painting myself, but I've been learning how to make graffitied rocks look like natural rocks again.
Nice.
And fake nature painting.
Oh, good Lord. I've been going out to Yokel Valley on foot since for maybe like 15, 16 years now. And that's where I like to go walk. That's like my Disneyland, my church. It's so gorgeous out there. And there's all this graffiti out there. And I'm like, sometime, that might just be a project for us. We need to go fix that.
Nicole, I can teach you a little bit about fake nature painting if you want.
You know what? If you want to teach a class on that, Cathy.
That would actually be a good class.
Yes.
Seriously.
I think that would be fantastic.
No one's ever done that I've heard of.
Like Bob Ross, Cathy Capone, blending.
Sure.
Yes.
You know, that's her TikTok opportunity right there.
Yeah.
She could become famous right there. We say we knew her when.
Oh, that's excellent. All right. Do you guys have anything else? I'm so excited to just do more. And now that I've learned a little bit more about what each of you do and how it affects the community, see, Eddie, this is why we do this on Saturday mornings. It gets you ready to go, and it gets your wheels turning, and you get some new information, and it just to me, it makes my Saturdays better, starting it off with good people around the breakfast Zoom ish.
Nice. If you guys ever want to have a coffee in real life as well and do a little tour, let me know. I'd love to drive over there. I think I'm only out of towner, right? So I wouldn't mind going up there and meet in person and see what can evolve.
Yeah, that would be great. We should definitely plan a day where we can go out there. Jessica, you can bring the kids. I see I'm volunteering you because you have babies and I don't. And I think Cathy wouldn't mind either. Nature walks are, speaking of kids, were my favorite thing to do when they were babies, teaching them about leaves and just letting them grow their immunity in the dirt. Yeah. I think that would be great if we could connect. I can actually start a Facebook message group with the four of us and connect you guys that way. So that way we can just keep a running thread. And I wanted to say thank you guys for joining What's Brewing today. And I hope that you had a good time. And for those of you who are watching and listening, thank you for staying on with us. And all of our guests' information will be in the What's Brewing live thread today. So if you want to contact them and set anything up, like Cathy said, she is going to be out at the gardens the next 2 Saturdays, and we could definitely work on setting up a walk for a family or a group, or a group of friends with coffee. There happens to be a brand new Starbucks right there, Eddie, so that it makes our job a little bit easier. So anyways, thank you guys for coming and being on What's Brewing. I appreciate your time and your effort and your participation in the community. If it weren't for people like you, I don't know what our world would actually be like. So thank you very much. Is there anything else, anybody?
No.
Nope.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Kathy,
We're all good.
Nice to
Be
meet you.
safe. I'll see you guys soon, very soon.
Bye.
Sounds good.
Okay, bye.